It made everyone laugh every single time, but he knew nothing about computer science.
All right.
I don't know how he got the job.
All right. Well, I don't know how we got this job, but we are Dota casters, and we've got a draft underway. This is the opening group stage match here of MDL. EG taking on OG. Best of 1 round robin, guys. You want to finish in the upper half, and then you will advance to the playoffs. So we await now the first picks, the first bans, and as we do so, get some predictions.
Ben has prepared.
I had to eat it with a fork one time.
But this is like a craze sweeping all our events now. Like Gods was out in the office, he was eating Cheetos with chopsticks. So you've spread quite the little phenomenon.
Well, you can't get your keyboard and mouse dirty. That's the start of the end. That's when you know you become a slumlord.
5 seconds
It's when all your shit is greasy.
And Cheeto dust and just
Cheeto dust is just like
ban.
any sort of like you can't get your keyboard French fry grease.
Flakes, yeah.
It's awful.
Unless you clean your keyboard like once a month, but like who actually does that?
Just don't let it get to that point.
Cheeto dust.
There's
I mean, I
enough
think
time
that's a-
out of your day to not get your stuff greasy.
Did you have like an awakening? Was there a point where you woke up one day you're like, what the hell? What is happening in my life that I've let it get to this point?
5
Or
seconds.
was this a preventative measure before
No,
things
it's
got
preventative measure. In high school, I had like hand sanitizer next to my desk, so every time I ate greasy food, I would use that.
That's intense.
I just don't eat Cheetos. That's how I avoid the
OG's
dust.
turn to pick.
Was this a preventative measure?
That is truly the preventative.
Abstinence is the only form of prevention.
There you go.
I am a very.
Is that the line?
I just don't eat Cheetos.
I think so.
It's the
yeah.
ultimate form anyway. Right?
All right, Nerf Heroes
10
being picked.
seconds remaining.
Being banned.
So what got nerfed with IO?
Your spirit mana is now
5
150 at
seconds
all
remaining.
levels. I believe it started at 120 before.
The ultimate
Okay.
form anyway.
Shadow Shaman.
All right, Nerf Heroes.
So OG, I know Fly
OG's
loves
turn
this
to pick.
hero. He was going nuts on Twitter as well as in person about how strong he thought Shadow Shaman was in 7.06D, I want to say, or maybe it was C. After like the damage buff.
That was right at
The
the beginning,
results
right?
haven't really been there for the hero.
In China, it has been. China, the hero has been having a really high win rate, so
Okay.
I think we're gonna
5
see some of the
seconds
other Chinese
remaining.
teams coming up picking that hero as well.
I know at Epicenter it struggled quite a bit. I think they won one game in the group stage, but did not do so well in the main event with it. So we'll see how it works out here. OG opening with the Shadow Shaman. Now, generally, like where he seems to excel is when it's like a 2 or 3v1. He does seem to struggle quite a bit if there's an aggressive lane. We'll see how it works out here. So I'm curious if EG consider putting something in that bottom lane that can really pressure him.
Those are the two bans you want versus EG. I think Sand King and Puck are. I mean, both of those heroes got nerfed a little bit. Sand King early level caustic and Puck level -1 armor, but I still think those two heroes are the ones you want to ban versus EG because they're the ones that can be put in multiple roles and give them the AoE team fight and the deep push. It really limits their strategies. Whereas, like, yeah, they can pick up other supports like Wisp, for example, but I think with those you can prepare a lot better. It really limits their strategy.
5
Because the Puck
seconds
opens up the
remaining.
Drow strat for them a lot, and the Sand King with the instant stun
Reserve
deals
time.
with a lot of
remaining.
with the opponents. You can prepare a lot better.
OG go for the big team fight here. They are going to grab the Faceless Void. Obviously, can really punish the IO and whoever the IO's partner might be. I will say, No-Tail generally.
Sorry, I'm just watching Ben eat his
Just watching Ben eat his noodles. Yeah, he's like, all right, I finished talking. I have to eat quickly.
It's okay.
It's like
important.
Ben Lumi. It's like when you're speeding on the highway. As soon as you pass a cop, you know it's safe to speed. So Ben just got done talking. Now he knows it's safe to.
I heard cops come in pairs of twos. Though.
Drow
Is that true?
I finished talking. I have to eat quickly. Sometimes, I mean, if there's something serious going on.
Wow, they run Drow without the Puck? That's amazing. I haven't seen them do that in
So Ben just got done talking.
It used to be where like the Drow gets first pick and then it gets to the end of the phase, the Puck. Before it was all like always banned against them, right? There was a time where they kind of could sneak it in, but
they haven't done it
10
in a really
seconds
long time,
remaining.
though.
Right.
As far as I
it used to be
remember.
where like the Drow gets first pick. And
So
then
generally, I think when I've seen OG,
remaining.
it's most of the time it's like the safe lane no-tail void, and he likes to rotate a lot very early.
They haven't done it.
Always gets the early TP scroll. He's very like quick to come to fights. You know, some other voids are a lot more deliberate about their fight selection.
And he'll need to do it this game against
Turn
Drow
to
because the
ban.
tempo from EG is going to be
Always gets the early
relatively
TP scroll.
fast.
He's very like quick to come to fights. You know, some other voids.
I am surprised that Drow's picked into the Void because you pretty much have a guaranteed way to, kill Drow if you land the right Chronos.
The other argument is, you know, when that Chrono's
10
down,
seconds
easy
remaining.
towers.
Okay.
So
Pretty long cooldown too.
yeah, perhaps that's what EG's banking on here.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so who goes with the Drow? Medusa is the other classic combo. Sumail has played like a little Medusa, but I wouldn't call it like a go-to hero. Lina is available, but Lina's been nerfed. Is she nerfed enough that you would no longer consider her?
Once you move past like level, like once you're into the mid game, she's pretty much the same as the old one. I mean, she got hit a little bit at 25. But a lot of players is agreeing that it's only really level 1 to 2 that you're struggling, and then after the laning stage it's smooth sailing. Pretty much the same as
one thing I should mention, guys, while we're waiting for the second phase to get underway, is there are actually 2 concurrent streams going on for MDL. So if you want to check out, I believe it's Newbie vs Clutch Gamers, head over to Beyond the Summit 2, Breaky CPK, bringing you all the action there, and there will be some good games that we won't be able to feature on the main stream. So keep them both open, and certainly check that one out in the downtime, but still.
Is Breaky doing like all 9 games by himself?
I'm not sure. I think he might do half and someone else might, but okay. If he is, he's a hero. That is a long shot.
I was checking through a recent draft. They haven't picked Drow without Puck in like 8 months. And I was like, okay, I'm not going back before that.
Okay.
So it's still very surprising.
Yeah, OG trying to ban all like the good cores that can benefit from that Drow aura. Nature's Prophet has seen a bit of a resurgence.
Okay.
Talents are insane.
Who's OG trying to ban all like
They're insane.
Mouse was running this hero a lot
10 seconds
in
remaining.
EU qualifiers. Nature's Prophet has seen a bit of a resurgence.
5 seconds remaining.
God, I love his talent.
I love talents in general. They've completely like changed the game, and mostly for the better. I feel like this is probably the era of Dota where you see the most heroes of any patch like in circulation and being viable.
I can't even like think back to like Dota heroes without talents. It just feels so.
Everyone thought shrines were like a big, seismic shift, but I
think shrines is a big shift.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Winter Wyvern and Void Drow.
This is the fuck Drow strat.
This is really rough.
Oh my goodness. I think shrines.
It also gives you a bit of deep push, so works well against.
The thing is, they tried to ban out the anti-high ground heroes too, the Darkseer and the Bat. But Winter Wyvern is likely better, but we just haven't seen that much of Winter Wyvern, so they probably.
It also gives you a bit of deep push.
These supports also like make whoever's off lane's life is like miserable. Like Arctic Burn and Shaco at level 1 is just like you just abandon the lane and go jungle
instantly to the woods.
But I mean, with the Drow strat, you generally want to take advantage of the aura and like trade hits with the support. So I think this is just like shutting out Universe's option. You just abandon the lane and go jungle
instantly to the woods.
But I mean, with the Drow strat, you generally
got Rob here on the case. Gonna get Ben's audio in order.
This is just like shutting out Universe.
Hope you all are enjoying your 4th of July, by the way. If you haven't already, be sure to eat some hot dogs, hamburgers for us.
Was there any big steak party at the Gorman household?
A big steak party.
Why don't we have a big
steak party?
A steak party that is
Lumi,
big.
we have pizza and wings coming right before midnight. That is
that
our
the true
4th of
American?
July.
Okay.
Well, we can't have fireworks in the office. So that's the next best thing.
You need to have like a P.O. box address that people could send pizzas to. So we could
send fireworks to?
No, pizzas. Like we could cast for wings.
In the office. So you want food delivered to a P.O. box that's just gonna sit there?
Well, no, we're gonna go get it
in
immediately.
5-degree heat.
We're gonna go get it immediately.
Ugh.
We're gonna send Rob.
All right, Lumi, you can be the taste tester then. So you want food delivered to a P.O. All right, so EG go back to the shaker here, and I imagine it's probably gonna be
what is this hero?
The Universe hero. All right.
So this might be the. I know you said that they like to play Safe Flame Void, but I think this is gonna be.
This feels like
the Big Daddy.
He is the micro specialist on the team, that's for sure.
So this might be.
How good is Arcorden now? There was one really impressive performance. I want to say it was at Epicenter with the hero, but he's not very popular.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, he just loses. He makes games drag really long, and then he just loses. I remember at Shanghai, Black played a big one that went like, I think, 100 minutes or 90 minutes, or he made it really hard for, I believe it was Newbie to push up the high ground, but eventually you know, they just keep losing Raxes. But the way that OG plays their Arc Warden is that he fights really, really early while maintaining farm. So what he does is, you know, he just get farm in the safe lane, always has a teleport scroll, CFI break out, make a copy, send a copy off the fight, win the fight, keep farming.
OG just keep on running illusion heroes. You know, they've been nerfed so much on paper anyway the last like 6 months to a year, but for the most part they've still been able to succeed. And oh god, how did that female hero slip through? The Storm has been grabbed. Great hero against these long cooldowns. You know, though Shaman obviously gives you some pretty good disable.
10 seconds
How
remaining.
good of a Storm game would you say it is? I think we've got Ben back.
5 seconds remaining.
Mike's done.
Great hero against these long cooldowns. You know, congratulations. Shaman obviously gives you some happy Independence Day.
Reserve time.
How good of a Storm game is it, Ben?
EG's turn to
Not
ban.
very good.
I mean, there's only like one catch, right, from OG side?
Happy Independence Day.
Well, you can
I guess you can Winter's Curse as well into a stun.
you can Winter's Curse, you can Chronosphere, you can Hex, you can Shackle, you can defensively
10
Magnetic Field.
seconds
There's
remaining.
a lot of things that I think are pretty good versus him. And this is excluding the
5
fifth hero.
seconds
But he does have a
remaining.
Drow and an IO backing him up.
Yeah, that's true. But I think IO loses a lot of value because of
Reserve
the Winter
time.
Weapon Faces Void. I'm scared for EG. I think their lineup is worse than OG.
But he does have a Drow and an IO backing him. Sometimes I feel that way too, but then Sumail is Storm and he finds a way anyway,
Right.
so
Yeah.
you definitely can't count them out when they get one of his signature heroes. You will remove the
EG's
Beastmaster
turn
here.
to pick.
Sometimes I feel that way too, but to round things out.
I've been seeing a lot of Beastmaster bans, and I personally haven't seen a Beastmaster game, so I don't really understand it. I don't know if you guys saw BM
I think
in the qualifiers a bit.
I think
10
Moon
seconds
played one.
remaining.
I've been seeing a lot of Beastmaster bans, and I personally haven't seen a Beastmaster
5
game.
seconds
played one.
remaining.
There's been some in the EU.
It.
Qualifier.
I don't know if you guys
He's
saw
alright.
BM
I don't think his talents are
in the
great.
qualifiers a bit.
Reserve time.
You're definitely not going like
5
Iron Talon
seconds
level 1
remaining.
jungle Beastmaster unpunished, right? That doesn't seem to be a thing anymore.
OG's turn to pick.
He's alright. I don't think his talents are
EG go back for the Kunkka here, so another friend for the Storm.
They don't really have enough magic damage to punish a good co-embrace, right? I feel like this is one of the rare Wyvern games that like
10
you don't give
seconds
your teammates
remaining.
when you heal them. I don't know. I'm with Ben here. We're 4 picks
seconds
in. I
remaining.
just think that OG's got the more robust draft.
I think they have better team fight. I think they can also stall very well versus the EG's high ground.
Oh, a
So
little
we'll be-
taste of greed here.
I don't know.
But yeah, that is very greedy. I thought they were going to run like a 1 and 2 Faces Void and Arc Warden. But with a 2 Invoker and a 3 Faces Void.
And even a support duo that needs a lot of experience.
But yeah, that is very they're very they were going to run like a 1 and 2 Faces Void and Arc Warden. But with
The universe is like deleted from this game. I don't know how he's gonna lane bottom.
And even, I mean, do you think EG mixes? Do you think EG mixes up? We've seen them do like aggressive dual lanes or tri lanes with the Drow before.
I don't think
The universe
Okay.
is like
so.
deleted from
I
this
think it'd be
game.
really tough.
I don't
to
know how
fight
he's
with
gonna
that.
lane
Arc
bottom.
Warden's surprisingly
I mean, do you think
strong.
EG mixes? Do you think EG mixes
Even
up?
against a
We've seen
tri-lane?
them do,
Like his flux
aggressive
can't
dual
really
lanes
hit
or
too many
tri-lanes
stuff,
with
right?
the
If it's so many targets in the lane.
10
Yeah,
seconds
I
remaining.
still think he's. Arc Warden's.
Okay.
The spirits are pretty good.
5
So,
seconds remaining.
with this new wrinkle of the
Flux
Invoker,
can't really
I know
hit
you
too
guys
many
preferred
stuff,
OG
right?
a lot prior
So
to
many
that.
targets in the lane.
Is this
10
just
seconds
a bit of
remaining.
greed too far?
I still go with OG. I just think that their line was a lot better, but I think AG is like slightly better team based on recent results. But this draft has been very good. Drow without Puck, it's weak. They don't have a good way to siege high ground. Drow, I don't think Drow's a good hitter as what happens in T3s, unless you get very far ahead, which is going to be very difficult considering. Look at those levels.
These guys are going to TI. And they're planning
It's
to
called
play
investment, you know. They're just putting some money into their home pocket.
They'll get a little, little refund from good old Uncle Gabe at the end of the year. Oh god, my settings are all out of whack.
Alright, hopefully we don't have any KO. It's looking really smooth for me at least.
Let me please.
Have they improved the Perfect World servers at all?
I actually have no idea.
I play in the Perfect World server and it's still
It's bad even for you?
less than desirable.
Less than suboptimal, I believe is the word of choice.
Like it's good for, you know, a while, and then you have like 1 week where I just have. Normally I get 30 ping, and then that 1 week I have 180, and I just don't get it. Like it's good for
VV.
You know, a while.
What does the VV face mean?
It's the big eyes.
Normally I get everything, and then that 1 week I have
It's like when your eyes are. It's kind of like the capital O_O, except a little bit different because your expression is different, but it's the same emotion.
So what if you have 2 lowercase?
2 lowercase V's.
All right.
Gotta type it out to make sure.
Well,
I gotta look at it, dude. I'm a visual learner.
I am all set here, Mr. Eric. I don't think we want to subject Ben to observing.
I don't really care about other people in my eyes.
Or to my observing, for that. We should have like an observer showdown.
Yeah, observers are really just like a thankless job most of the time.
Oh yeah, how many
If you
kills can
miss-
you not miss?
Well, if you miss a kill, it's just like detours. But if you catch, you know, kills and pace race, nobody says anything.
Well, you know, PGL, like when they were doing the majors, started introducing that new feature where they introduce the observers, but that can be really bad for the observer. If you
Yeah.
just have like an off game, all of a sudden
They should do it at the end of the game,
goes
right?
straight to the top.
At the end of the game, if he does a good job, then you introduce it.
Yeah.
You do a good job.
Yeah, it should be a posthumous thing. I like that.
30
So we'll get
seconds.
underway here. They are going to be running pretty standard lanes on OG. It's the safe lane Arc Warden. Not going to be going mid. Invoker. Looks like they might do dual lanes at least to start. S4, the off-lane Void. EG running that Drow safe lane. Sumail going to be playing mid Storm, and then Universe on the off-lane Shaker. So really no surprises at all when it comes to the lane side.
Yeah, so I want to talk about Zeiss Kunkka. I think at
The
Manila
battle
Master,
begins.
I don't know if you were able to catch the final game, or final series, but EG, I think Zai overall didn't play up to his potential. But on the very final game, when they picked his Kunkka, he lit up. So I wonder if he was still carrying a bit of that. I think this is one of his best hero currently. So I expect a lot out of him this game. And he needs to do so. Like, I think the Ana Invoker can be punished by some good roams by the Kunkka early on.
Maybe bring the IO in relatively early if the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, I think Crit might be looking to stack.
Жил до конца, умер как герой.
We can just let the chat wheel cast for us. We don't really have to do anything.
It's got some good lines.
I wonder how many people out there can are fluent in all 3 languages. What percentage of the Dota population is that? So you can really have one. Good D-ward here by OG to get things underway. So Sumail going to be a bit sad if it's Jerax with the Arctic Burn, able to get some good chip harass damage in. RTZ on his own in this top lane, while we will see some early pulls by Crit on the IO. Didn't go for the D-ward, unfortunately missed it because it is a lane ward, not a direct camp block, so they'll have some good vision here early on. Perhaps OG can punish that.
You will get nothing.
So, thoughts on the lanes, Lumi? Anything surprising you? Anything exciting you?
This is my first time seeing Winter Wyvern sitting mid as like kind of more positioned harasser. On paper, he's not very good for that, right? Because Arctic Burn is such a long cooldown spell, so you can't spam it out. But it seems like what he's doing. Look at Jerax. He's just pulling mid creep into the jungle. He's taking Invoker's experience right now, but hey, that Jerax level 2 though.
It's the tax that all the good 4 position players are levying nowadays. Yapzor perhaps most notably. Feels like every game like his mid dies and then he just takes over the mid lane. You know, gets a couple free waves. Hasn't done the pulling.
Yeah, but Arctic Burn is such an impressive harassing ability because all you need to do is apply the burn and it just deals majority of the damage. And I think that's why it's such a powerful harassing ability early on. You see it more zoning out the offlaner, but it's definitely a very interesting application for Sumail in the mid lane.
What is the game plan for the Arc Warden for OG? Like with the pickup of the Invoker, and you're not like so reliant on the Arc Warden as your main carry. Does that change at all how you want to play around it?
I think Arc Warden can be played as a high tempo space creator. At least that's how he's been playing it. No tempo.
Sumail in all kinds of trouble. OG bring him down with the cold snap. Dodged the Sunstrike, but didn't matter. So early punish there. Storm on paper, it looks like Storm would get a lot of help early with the Drow Aura, maybe the IO coming in. But in practice so far,
yeah,
he is under the gun.
Dude, Arctic Burn plus Cold Snap, that is really
oh, you wanted a big game from Sai? You get it, but it's not enough damage, unfortunately. Ana, he's afraid of that follow-up torrent in 5 seconds, it seems. He's played it safe.
I'm just gonna follow camera. I don't even know why I'm looking at that. I didn't even see that.
In your defense, Lumi, you don't have the most organized. I'll cut you some slack. But you have a computer, which is pretty impressive for the guy in the middle. Normally the middle guy gets the shaft. Can you think of a situation where it's better to be the middle seat in the airplane is always the worst?
Middle spoon.
Ben chimes in with middle spoon. Yeah, I guess like potentially.
Like if it's really cold.
Sex maybe. Depending on how you swing.
That went from 0 to 100 really fast.
I mean, spooning's like 50. I wouldn't say it's 0 to 100.
You can have a very platonic relationship. A platonic
It's still
spoon.
a very intimate experience, okay?
But a platonic spoon is fine.
Anyway. Things looking pretty good here so far in the mid lane. Pressure on Ana, but still CSing well. Managed to score that first blood on Sumail. And it looks like Universe did have to make the journey back home, so he's out of the lane. That's going to free up the supports here. There's the wraparound cometh, looking for the pickoff on Ana. He's quite low. Torrent having a fish, a bit off the mark, even with the slash through. Not quite enough on the Tidebrainer to get the kill there, but a good effort.
I like how Ana was like getting killed and he just went back for the last hit. He's like, yeah, I got 10 HP, it's fine. Does he have regen coming out? He needs a salve or something. I think the couriers...
Everyone's so low on OG here. Like, Jerax is almost dead. Ana's about to fall. They have to ferry out another salve, so... Big commitment, but now Sumaili's been baited in. The stretch hard strong shackles coming out and fly. Scores the kill. Sunstrike's there for Ana. And the route is on in this middle lane. Sumail is getting punished.
We hear you, Ben. Hi, Ben. So this storm is as predicted.
Dude, OG was looking like a bunch of beggars.
What?
When they were all hunting around the T1 like a 10% HP, like give me some of that XP.
They were afraid of the flank as well. They should be, but meanwhile, top lane EG put the pressure on S4. Gonna force him back. Not CSing particularly well, but neither is Mr. Universe, and he's getting his levels so far. Universe going for some of these cheeky side pulls, so off lane's a bit of a wash. It looks like both cores farming freely. It's really just these kills on the mid lane are the main difference. And cold snap on Sumail, though they continue to pound into him, dropping him low, and oh my god, my ears are about to explode. They will bring down the Storm Spirit. Meanwhile, Zai, Sunstrike nets them another. It's a twofer in the mid lane. I can confirm my ears are still working.
You know it's not a Chinese event if there is not some...
I don't think we can play that.
I mean, we can try. Alright. You weren't trying hard enough to play them.
Is this where we want to put the production crew name at the start of the broadcast? Oh, here we go in the mid lane. OG just chasing after Mr. Zai. This tri-lane mid has been very troublesome. They thought about backing, but with the shackles coming through, they want to commit onto Zai, but they don't commit quite enough. Now the tether comes through from Crit. Fly drops low. The torrent slightly off the mark for him, but perhaps we'll get the juicier kill as Ana running away. There's a TP to the Shrine. Universe cuts him off with the fissure. Nice takedown there. Can they get more on Jerax? Axe is going to pull him back across the ravine, up onto the cliff. Cold Embrace won't save you, my friend. He shatters as well. EG able to grab 2 more in return.
So I think OG went a little bit too early there. They had like 3 seconds off with Arctic Burn, or 5 seconds off with Arctic Burn. Had they had Arctic Burn, that was 100% kill. But they didn't. They lose on the way back. So.
Midas now being worked on here for Ana, who's started to drop quite a bit in the CS department. And OG abandon that tri-lane mid. Now they make the move on the top. Arteezy, the target. They've got the tether coming through. They lock him in position with the shackles as well. But maybe need one bash from S4 to secure this kill. Gets the Gust pushback. Now on the run as Jerax has been pulled back into tower raid. Might end up dying here. Cold Embrace. Keep him alive a bit longer, but they've overstayed their welcome. Now Sumail's on the hunt. He's for Fly. He's a bit low in mana though. The torrent comes through. It's slightly off the mark. Up the creeps, but that's it. And now the ball forward. Commitment for Fly. Good hex by Fly. Juking through the trees. Tries to retreat. Not going to happen. Zion cuts him off with the sword. And now the Sunstrike gets the counterplay. Anna will find a much-needed kill. And also, some free pressure on this tower mid. So one Midas up now for the Arc Warden. And another about halfway there to the recipe for Anna.
They're getting a lot of good rotations with the Wisp to help, but at the same time, OG are progressing their luck very close to the T1 towers. At the same time, I didn't really expect them to be able to be this aggressive early. So all in all, I still think it's a pretty good sign for OG. I thought they were going to be very, very greedy, but they're getting away with it. They're winning their early game, despite going for Midases and putting a lot of pressure for EG to TP in and do things they don't really want to do.
EG have made a smoke rotation now. Swinging through the river, leading with Zai. Maybe looking for Anna. There is no Chrono yet, though. Universe gets close, so if you ever wanted to make this move on mid, now is probably the time before the Chrono is available. They commit on the Invoker, played it back with the X. He's got the Ghost Walk ready. EG not prepared with detection by the looks of things. Just slips slide away. Almost gets crit on the way back. Just maybe not expecting that early point of Wex.
Look at ward damage. 3 wards all around Anna, but Anna's still gonna have his thing pretty early. His Midas. Not to mention bottom lane. Look how many wraiths are set up around this tower.
It's like a poor man's Veno, you know. It's just, his lane has just been infested with traps right now.
You say poor man. I think this is like a better Veno.
It's gonna be a richer than a Veno. That's for sure.
They're going to be opposite performance.
What is the opposite of a poor man?
A rich man shield? Is that a trick question?
I don't know. He brought it up. He said the opposite of a poor man. Oh, he had something in mind. He's going to be richer. Clearly I was wrong. Gonna now have Chrono available, so any movements by EG could be punished if they're not careful. Relocate, not yet available. Crit getting close to it, but not quite there yet. Mel, for that early rotation, not amounting to all that much. He's found himself slipping quite far down to the network. Some comeback assistance here, and EG supports perhaps looking to make that move there. Camping out. This Arcane Rune, at least for now. Mel continuing to drop down those remnants. I mean, so far, so good for OG. They've got a pretty decent net worth advantage and experience as well. 1,000 each, and with double Midas coming out, that is going to accelerate rapidly unless EG makes an adjustment soon.
Yeah, and I think it's somewhat harder for EG to actually get the punishes. Like, normally when you see double Midas, you could play in a certain way to, attack them early, but Storm hadn't had a good early game. Drow, I mean, still is like an item away before she could actually safely push tower. So I don't actually know what EG could do to begin a mini comeback.
Oh, Sumail maybe getting punished again in the mid lane. He won't make it out. Fly is there with the support from Anna. He saw the Shaman mid, saw the core Arc Warden moving top and figured it was safe to post up in the river, but Sumail, what's wrong? And OG, they've now got the Shaman wards. They're about to get this tier 1 top. It looks like they might be able to get a tier 1 mid as well. That would be a huge boost to map control for them moving forward.
Oh man, Jirax could mango his friend. Could mango Fly, and they could have dropped wards there, but I guess worked out for the best. But they didn't have
What's that Soul Rain looming? Big jump in by S4.
I think you definitely need Soul Ring whatsoever. His spells are so expensive.
Yep.
And he does not have that much regeneration.
He wants to get an Urn by the looks of it too. He's keeping that infused range route in his map pack. So gonna have quite a bit of mana regen.
So net worth lead is about 1,000 for OG, but keep in mind they have 2 Midases, so it actually should be slightly favored EG. But EG aren't even close to being able to come to towers right now. They do have relocate up on Wisp, but no opportunity to do so. They will need Shaker Blink, I think, before they can make like really big moves, or for OG to towers. But that's pretty hard when you have Master Serpent moves. Master Serpent moves pushing towers is generally pretty safe.
And OG really want to push it now. With those wards online, they're grouping up with S4. Jerax out in front, haste rune, allowing Jerax to play aggressive. Does have to beware of the X though.
He looks really cool.
How do you defend this? Like, you have wards in the front, an army of Wraith in the back.
You have to play around the cooldowns, right? That's the best way for EG to try to punish.
With one items.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. Their Storm's so poor. They have no blink on the Shaker yet.
How do you defend this?
Is that what EG's? Are they just like stuck in farm mode for now, guys? Like, when can they turn it up a notch?
I'm looking at their items. Storm's still very far away from Bloodstone. That's definitely a big item. Drow Ranger has Pike soon, but I don't really think that matters. It's definitely Urchin. Yeah. The one that's the closest is the one that's going to be the biggest difference. So that's 700, 800 away.
Radiant's bottom tower.
You're going to have this issue very soon where No-Tail is going to be able to like be very, very strong. So he's like in his ramping up phase. Once he gets his Maelstrom, he's going to be pretty powerful. He didn't go BOTs though. Maybe thinking that they can get a lot of the split push done with Ana. You would have an issue. Almost certainly
Dire's top
BOTs.
tower is under attack.
Sometimes I have seen him phase this offer.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think they know that they have the late game. They just need to survive the early game, not lose any towers. The phase boost damage might give them that little bit of extra boost.
I mean, if the game goes late enough, he could definitely go back to switch it out. But I think it's correct to go for the much easier to build item to fight, because the fight should be coming relatively soon.
Radiant structures are fortified.
EG with a smart scan are going to protect somebody behind that tower bottom. And indeed, it is the Wyvern who pops out now, looking for the surprise S4 there. Trying to cut up Arteezy, just gets the push back. Stays alive at least for now, courtesy of Just, but now Universe trying to TP out. He'll also escape. So good defensive play there by the Shaker. Gets him away to safety, but you just have to credit OG at the same time, doing such a good job at defending these outer towers. Already taking down the tier 1 mid for EG, the top as well, so the Roche control certainly in their favor at the moment, and they are not going to get that tower pulled up freely. They will deny this one bottom. Last take OG.
It's really hard to break OG's T1s right now. They're very ready to defend, and like they have heroes somebody just sitting there. And also, you don't have good vision around there. They have one in the bottom jungle close to the bounty rune, but it's not like they can really make a smoke play around it. They'll get annihilated if they get caught out as 5 inside the smoke.
I just think that it's so hard to push OG's tower because of their abilities, right? Chronosphere punishes you when you're moving up.
Now wants to bait out one of those abilities, perhaps, and it's going to be the Winter's Curse that finds him. Crit is there with the tether, the overcharge, keep it alive, but now the Chronosphere is the trump card. Ward placed just to the side of it. Sumail somehow able to ball out to the left, then back to the right. He survives through it all. Well, they force out quite a few ults. They only lose the IO. Not the worst exchange in the world for EG, though the tower takes no damage. OG still defends.
That was actually pretty good for EG. Like, they got 2 big ults for one.
Trying to punish. Fly gets caught here. Sumail, the comeback kid, is in town. On that fly kill. Walking blind up.
He went away with like 20% no mana. Pops a regen, everyone gets a kill. Now still has a regen. And then bottom, Shaker gets to finish this win. I think EG, off the back of like 2 minutes of solid play, I don't want to say they're back in the game, but they're definitely looking more alive than they did like 2 minutes ago.
I can't believe Sorcerer survived.
Yeah. He went away with like 20%. Did they throw a Sunstrike on him or something?
It was during the curse.
Oh, okay, so that's probably it.
Zai going for the TP out here, No-Tail. The damage to bring him down. Get back to safety. The Arc Warden though, staying up there in the net worth department, closing on his early Maelstrom, so I think damage to be dumped into the Chrono. See the Vlads build up for S4. Maybe more of that team fight utility off laner, give more space to the cores. Ana working on Zags. Then working on the fight. Overall, Lumia, is anything really surprised you about the way the game's unfolded? Something you would want to, potentially change for OG or EG at this point?
Just OG needs to be careful with the combo, right? I totally forgot about the curse downside, which is, I mean, they stunned the Storm for like a good 5 seconds, but it doesn't matter if you can't kill him. So probably need to curse, and then as the curse is running out, Chrono on top to guarantee the kill. But if the Storm died there for EG, I think this game is almost guaranteed to be OG's. But given that didn't happen and he got a return kill, I think this is...
and he's got a Bloodstone now, actually, 17 minutes.
Brand new game, I think. I think EG has really gone over the hump.
Yeah, their CS is actually very, very high on the Drow into the Storm Spear.
There's a lot of control for the Storm, but there's quite a bit of long cooldowns as well, right? Like the Winter's Curse, that's a pretty sizable cooldown. The Chrono's obviously very long, so until the Shaman gets a blink, not always be able to catch Sumail. He plays his cards right, and look for Universe to try and debut this Echo Slam. He finds two, locking down the Void. Can they burst him before he's able to counterplay this? No, to get to the Chrono. The lockdown crit, holding Universe in position as well. Now the Meteor rains down, they counterplay it well. They get 3, they might grab 4. Sumail gunning for Fly, falling to the left. He wants a little more, but Universe is gonna chunk them down. Now as 4 gets involved, needs a lot of bashes to deal with Arteezy. The help of these wards, will it be enough? Jerix comes in, Drow slinks away to the left, but hounded by the Void, unable to Shadow Blade out of there as it was on cooldown. They'll end up grabbing 4 in the end, 5 counting Sumail, who will respawn almost immediately.
Where the hell was Jerix? Yeah, he wasn't there. That was exactly what I was thinking. If there was one curse or a good Cold Embrace, I think I'd win that fight like very handily. But I mean, he wasn't terrible for EG because even though they lost the fight, they didn't lose any objective out of that one.
They did lose Bloodstone, so.
Right, that's the, I guess, perhaps even more costly than.
And I mean, granted, you probably expect the blink at this point, but that was the blink debut for Universe. He's gonna walk up to high ground here now, straight into the waiting arms of S4, but he gets the stun off, and now Sumail looks to punish, lunging forward onto the Wyvern. Not able to fully finish him off because that curse comes out, but it's only on crit for now. No Tail sets up, the Meteor rains down, they'll get the follow-up kill. S4 time walks off so much damage, stays alive. This Hammerhead Shark, man, is a difficult takedown. Now they're looking for Zai in the river, but Universe is there. A well-placed Fissure, a Gust as well. A Torrent 2, it connects on 3. Sumail pounces it again. Fencing in another fight, continues to find these pickups, looking for Ana, who now has to drop the Ice Wall, look to retreat. S4 holding the backline, but not a whole lot he can do without the Chrono. The Forge Spirit, though, doing so much damage. Zai's being caged in by the one more Time Walk, and this Void could explode, but no, he won't get it off. Sumail able to finish him in time. Might have moved there to the Forge Spirits in the Void otherwise, but from 9 Bloodstone charges right back up to 13, and now into the road trip.
That was a pretty good game plan for EG. They didn't actually care that they lost that series on the bottom lane. They just wanted to fight immediately after.
And if they get Aegis for Storm here,
Shaker's also owning really hard. Like his fissures into any follow-up. I think we saw a 3-man fissure just destroyed OG.
If you look at it, OG's catch is not that good until they get Blink Daggers, right? Like, Void's pretty short range, Shaman is really weak in that department, and unless the Wyvern sneaks in with the Glimmer Cave, which isn't farmed yet, he's unlikely to catch you off guard. Like, they're much better at counterplaying fights, not at starting them. And that's where Shaker can really shine.
It's also very punishing when you do miss those catch. Like, for example, if you compare it to EG's catch, they throw out Torrent, they throw out Fissure, it's so long range, it's so safe. Whereas OG really commits with, like, Rasta walking, shackling, or just throwing out Chrono. You miss those spells, you're just done. And I think in the last fight, there was a little bit of that.
EG on the prowl now, moving Radiant Jungle. Universe there again with the dunk. He catches out to the Fissure, the Torrent, the boat coming in, but S4 is able to time walk it off. They only lose one so far, the Shaman, but he gets pulled back by the exit into that boat. EG will find the follow-up kill, and now maybe looking for more crit. Able to make it out of this fight for a bit. He will end up dying, and now No Tail jumping in with the illusion. That will get picked off. We lost 3 on the northern end. Sumail did find Jerax as well. EG again getting the jump, finding clutch fight after clutch fight, and OG really, it seems like the vision is where they're struggling right now, Joe.
Definitely so. I also thought that Arc would have been a bigger factor at this point in the game, considering how much early farm that he had. But he's actually number 4 in net worth now, and his illusion just dies very, very rapidly.
I think he's fed up to like 3 to 4 of his illusions now, which is like 180 a pop. That's a lot of gold. I wonder if his, I guess, lack of contribution is due to the item that he's going for. Like, Maelstrom is decent for pushing out the wave or hitting a support, but like, if you're trying to kill the Storm, I wonder if rushing a quick Orchid might be just better in this situation.
Even scarier for OG. Sumail up to 15 Bloodstone charges and still has the Aegis. OG are feeling the heat now as they smoke up. We're moving deep into blue territory here. Try to get a deep ward down. Still no Blink on Shaman, still no Glimmer on Jerax. OG's initiation quite limited, even
Radiant's top tower
really need
is under
to get
attack.
the jump, but the thing for them is they're going into this Bloodstone, so if they blow too many ults, even if they kill the Storm once, can they kill him a second time? And if they don't kill him once, well,
Radiant's top
deal with
tower
it.
is under attack.
Very close to walking into
Structures
the
are
central wall,
fortified.
they lose tower for free.
I mean, the other thing, Lumi, you mentioned like no Orchid or really utility provided by Darkhorn, but he's not really able to as easily join the team with this build either.
He's going force that.
The phase boots instead.
Yeah, that's true.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, there's no excuse. All the fights that OG has taken is like either shrines or next to all the towers, right? So a TP scroll should suffice. But as the game drags out, you have the lack of POT will
Going back for BKB, very combat-focused build here on
Radiant
Mark
structures
Warden.
are fortified.
Very mid-game
Radiant's top tower
itemization.
is under attack.
Though, I guess the argument you guys have made as well. If they get to late game, they're in great shape anyway.
Yeah, maybe not if this Storm is as fat as it looks like he's going to be. He's going to be able to take down this tower for free.
Radiant's
Sumail
top tower is
watches
falling.
ahead. #1 position. Net worth. S4 is still parked behind there, looking for. I mean, they don't really need to fight right now. EG can pressure the T3 while OG thinks about pressuring the T1. So this maneuver not going to work.
Structures are
Oh,
fortified.
they're trying to take that tower down. Forge Spirits laying into the tier 1 tower on the high ground. No tower. Just
Yo, Shaker just jumped in. I think he's looking to cancel
illusion.
TPs.
Tornado comes through, EG with the counterplay, trying to lock down Nota, but the Chrono is there. A nice catch by S4, and this could hurt EG quite a bit. Sumail low, still has the Aegis to work with though, and now turning back for the Void. He'll shatter him, he will lose his Aegis. Round 2 commences with Arteezy being controlled during this time by the Cold Snap, forced away. Sumail going for the jump. Does he have the pull? No, it's on cooldown, so Ana makes it out. And at the end, 3 for 3 there, including the Aegis, but Sumail will keep his Bloodstone charges now up to 18. He'll get some more as well. Boy, he's trying to. They're denied. So
Nice.
good mic.
So I think what happened there was EG was pressuring the tier 3. How much damage did it get on him? Just
Almost
a little
done.
bit.
He
Yeah.
cast me.
And then I think Shaker wanted to jump in to like cancel TP / start the fight. And then the reload kick came in. Unfortunately, Arteezy wasn't there at the beginning of the fight. If he was, I think there, that fight could have been much better.
The wards also were just positioned really well, where
Yeah.
EG had to like constantly tank them to fight.
Storm's getting massive though. This Orchid's causing a lot of issues for the Arc Warden, for the Shadow Shaman. They can't really do anything to fight. Winter Wyvern shows himself for the brace, and he's also dead very early on.
Look how far up Crit's playing on the IO. Knows there's not a whole lot to catch him. Shaman Blink still a forlorn dream for Fly. S4 recognizes they need one, and he is about to get his, so Blink's ready. That's all they have, is they will set up here on the bottom lane with the Winter's Curse coming through, the meatball, countered by this Yule Scepter of Universe. Will he make it out? No, Cold Snap blocking him down. Deafening Blast finishes him off, so OG getting a nice kill there. Won't overcommit for it either. They'll have a little time to pressure this bottom lane. Blink's ready.
You gotta be careful about initiating with curse like that because as your curse, you're not taking damage. So there are some instances where you could just straight up blink out of a curse as well. Shaker didn't get the blink off there, but nothing's damaging me, right? Oh, you mean the enemy creeps are?
Yeah, I don't know what happens if it's cursed.
Like if you just have curse just for a lockdown, I mean, they just lose out of that.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
He's out quite far here. Notel looking to cut him off, and now the Chrono deployment. The IO is revving up for the big save. Crit brings back to safety. So Chrono expended. The Shaker's going to respawn. They've dropped down the magnetic fields here to cover their own heroes, but Zai lurks in the trees right now. They're waiting for the IO's grand return.
They see
But the
Zai,
whole
too.
squad's coming in. This could really backfire. Zai up on the high ground. Crit stays alive. Universe lunges forward. Look for the fissure to start it off. Actually, it's the boat coming through. It's Sumail over the top, locking down No Trouble. Finish him off pretty early here. Now looking for more. With blink out by S4. Back to safety. EG, stay alive. 19 Bloodstone charges still, and they continue chase. They can pull S4 back in if they've got the mana for it. Remnant's there, the Yule Scepter, buying them time for this fissure to come through. Torn connected as well, and S4 will pop. 3 down. No Chrono ready, and EG with the drow. They want to go high ground here. Arteezy's down more. No, the Dustproof Universe. That's a full 5-man wipe, and EG. It's time for Elena Breaks, they say. Persistent little buggers. have to buy back here a no-tail to try and hold.
Radiant's top
Not
tower.
too much the Arcor can do on floats him already. Illusion finished off, and EG takes their first lane. Just that, the
Radiant's middle tower is under
looking
attack.
for a second.
EG made this look pretty easy, I would say.
It wasn't easy though.
They made it look easy.
Yeah, they made it look easy. The crit, that save, okay, saving will relocate against Chronosphere is so hard because if you time it too soon, then your hero bumps into the Chrono and you're trapped in the Chrono as well. If you time it too late, then the relocate doesn't get off and both of you guys still die. He timed that perfectly. Even though Zai got found, he still got off his cell. Somehow, after crit came back in, he still didn't die even though they parked like 3 Spark Wave on top of him. I don't know how EG did it, but I guess that's why they're like the best team in the world.
You just can't ever count out the Sumail Storm, you know? No matter how bad the game looks, no matter how much you gank them early. Like I still remember that DAC 2015 Grand Finals, I think it was Game 3 or Game 4, where Sumail died like 3 or 4 times. And speaking of which, he's just found Fly very deep with this board that they've set up, so good pick for him.
I thought
and
this
he still
Arcor
came
was gonna
back
do a
in
lot
the
better.
game.
Like
What has he done? I'm not sure.
what has he done, and could he have done more? Because we don't really see this hero picked that often. Aside, like, I think what Faceless has picked him a couple of times. OG picked him by far more than any other. But
Big fight breaking out here. Somehow Sumail survives. They'll finally bring him down. They end up monster kill streak. Could be the start of a comeback for OG now as they find 2. Almost an instant respawn for Sumail, though he's going to be up in 1 second. He'll be coming right back in. Ana on the run. The boat won't let him escape, though. Zai finishes him off, and now maybe chasing for a bit more. Brings back to safety. Yeah, 3 dead. And then I guess the question. What else could this Arcor have done?
I'm not sure, but it just, like his net worth was like 10,000 like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Not 15.
I don't think Maelstrom was the right choice. I'm gonna stand by the Orchid. That I think Orchid would have done much more.
Then he doesn't have any damage. Any right click. I guess
mean,
Faze was a little bit, but
the counterpoint to the Orchid is like if you look at the verse of the team, there's so much stun already. Like you should be able to just lock down whoever and provide a little bit of damage and get the kill. But the way that it plays out is that Sumail just isn't dead.
Now it's on for a Blink Dagger here on the Storm, by the way.
Is this like
why not?
styling BM or
something styling here. Oh yeah.
Nice Eevee, now you don't. Nice
Okay.
Thunder Cape, nice save. Good job of Jarex, keep him alive.
That's that.
That's not okay. Well, you didn't get the kill, so it wasn't BM.
It's still BM. I think applying Blink Dagger on Storm ever is BM.
Okay.
There's literally zero
Is
situation
under
for that.
attack.
I mean, the thing is, Blink Dagger is just such a good item in general that it's not like the worst way to spend your gold, I would say. There are worse. There are worse items. Doesn't mean it's the best item. Dodge that Chrono, I mean.
It is really good for dodging
There's no
Chrono.
cast animation.
That's the one thing.
That's the best part about it.
Other than that, though, I can't really see a whole lot. Because you could also just have BKB at this point if you're Sumail. You just go in.
Just tank the Chrono with BKB.
OG are quite light on the physical damage here.
That's what Arcor was doing.
Oh my god. Sumail just goes deep. Easy ball in.
This qualifies BM enough for you.
Oh, that's space created for the rush.
Dude, OG is super screwed. They drop like 25 sentries in the base. It's like, where the hell is this?
Tornado, perfect catch, EFP. Can anyone get their F4 with the Chrono? The radiant go Roshan actually going the way of Desire, but the agent is snatched by S4. Now the real fight breaks out. Good relocate save, setting up Sumail for round number 2. He jumps in, but inside of the magnetic field, no-tail stays alive. The BKB protects him. OG not ready to give this game up yet. They have lost 2. All they've gotten out of it is an Aegis snatch, and they've blown the Chrono, so EG presumably can just go back for a lane of Rax here with the Fissure coming through. Uni wants a bit more. Enchant Totem locking down Ana. He will fall, and now S4 on the retreat. So, well, a noble effort, gentlemen, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough.
Stupendous!
You could tank again.
Yeah.
And he gave cheese to Ana.
Oh, did he actually pick that up?
Yeah, he picked it up. Okay.
Alright. A noble effort.
They're still about to get maker.
Such a doubt. Clearly.
Sumail, go in and blink out.
The offensive blink dagger. Classic Storm Spirit play.
Actually, all the previous times that destroyed the building, Notel wasn't alive. And the fact that he's alive to put these shields on the building, maybe he could delay it long enough.
They're so fat.
Doesn't matter if you can't hit the building, right?
Just stand on top of it.
That's why you get the blink, dude. You can blink inside of the magnetic field.
You just face tank. It's fine. The blink dagger helps you with that. Doing what he can to slow this down with those pet fuel spark rates. Alright, Sumail. Calm down, my friend. He'll catch off fly here. I don't think it's enough for the kill. The Glimmer Cape again by Jarex with the Cold Embrace. Take dividends. Keep heroes alive from that cheeky little base dive play. Still EG. Getting onto the towers here. The magnetic field a bit late. The glyph was already committed. So. Alright, Sumail. Field for OG. Go for the siege again.
I wonder how well Arc Warding is working out for them in scrims.
They had a win or two here or there with it at some of the previous events, so had some successes. Okay. But they didn't catch crit here on the IO. He could prove problematic going for the relocate. And again, he finds it right. Arteezy stays alive, and now it's on to Universe. 3-hero Echo, both crashing through. Beautiful connection from EG. They've got OG on the run. The Green Dream is about to die. They've seen a little more mana on Sumail. Falling forward, he does blink up, and that's what Blink Dagger pays for herself, Sumail says. That's why I bought it. Easy jump forward, even without the mana. He'll find the Ana kill 2 for her fallen, and GG. Well, it's all EG here on Independence Day. Truly, American victory.
So did we underestimate what EG's strat could do, or do you think that EG just outplayed OG?
That's why I bought it. Easy jump forward, even without the mana. He'll find the Ana.